Now you might say, well, but Eric, maybe he really believed that it should be moved. Maybe that's what he really, stop it. If he really believed that, like said in the article, why is he dealing with China? Why isn't he doing more? Why every time MLB does anything, it's because there was pressure to do it and they give in to the pressure. Okay, if they really care what's right or wrong, why did the steroid era happen? Why do other eras happen where nothing happens until it gets found out? Where there be whatever scandal, pick one. Nothing has happened. Nothing happens until a reporter breaks the news or somehow someone is caught. That's when MLB acts. We need to act now. They will never do crap until there's pressure.
Baby. Enjoy this great game.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And former Commissioner Fay Vincent has written an article criticizing Rob Manfred, and that alone makes me happy. Now, obviously, this new decision to move the All-Star game, there are some that agree, there are some that don't. Most seem to be on the same page as I am as I'm reading the comments, but not everyone. A lot of you have really attacked me, and that is expected, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I am in complete disagreement from moving an All-Star game over some laws that are debated and divided politically. That is the bottom line. You can hate these laws and tell me they're racist and tell me they're this and tell me they're that. But guess what? That is your current opinion. Others completely disagree. They think the laws are fine. They think that it's not going to affect anybody in any way. And if you really want to vote, it shouldn't be a problem. You have to show ID. You have to do a few other things, but it should not be a problem. And all of these things about, they're going to starve and they're not going to get water are just untrue. So at the end of the day, without getting into it too much, I am of the opinion that this was a bullshit move and it hurt the people of Atlanta and it hurt the Braves and it hurt the local businesses more than anything else, many of which are minority owned if you want to go there. But now we have a former commissioner, Fay Vincent. Now, Fay Vincent wasn't a perfect commissioner, but he was a commissioner in the very early 90s. And I remember his time as commissioner, but I didn't have to think about it too much because as far as I remember, there wasn't a whole bunch of rule changes and all this and that. He did have some issues with the owners. There were some problems, behind the scenes, but nothing major. But since him, the other commissioners that we've had have been absolutely horrific, and especially Rob Manfred, I think, is the worst of all of them. I think Rob Manfred has been absolutely terrible. He is on a mission to change everything he can, and he is just going to keep on introducing new little rules and tinkering with this and tinkering with that, and ultimately he doesn't even have the spine to say, no, we're not going to do this. He could have made a statement as PR as he wanted, and even acknowledge, if he wanted to, that these rules, these new laws have problems, or whatever he wants to. I don't care, but at the end of the day, all he has to do is say, look, we're not moving the All-Star game because we do not want to punish the people of Atlanta and the businesses there, many of which are minority owned. And what are you going to say to that? Yeah, people can still be mad. Let them be mad at some point, but you don't need to move the All-Star game and screw over the Braves and the fans there and make them wear those, make them cover up their patch. It's really a bad look, in my opinion, and it was really unnecessary. And now I don't think it's good for the game at all. I don't think it's good. Definitely, it's not going to be good for the All-Star game ratings and whatnot. And, for Colorado to have their game, they're supposed to have their moment, They're almost due for another All-Star game anyway. And it's going to be clouded with, people, boycotting and people pissed off saying this is not your All-Star game. It's just not good. I mean, it's just not good. I'm sorry. I'm not even talking about the laws. I'm just saying this move is just not good. I truly believe that. Truly believe that. So let's get into this, though, but I really love this. Fay Vincent is calling out Manfred, slamming Manfred. MLB decided last week to move the All-Star game out of Atlanta after the Georgia legislature passed changes to the state's voting laws that many, including Biden, called racist. No surprise there, of course. He's going to call it racist. Look, I mean, like I said, I'm not a Republican. You can think what you want about me. No, nobody who knows me has ever called me Republican. But at the end of the day, I know how politics work. Okay, one side says one thing, the other side says the opposite. I really hate partisan politics. It's the way it is, but I hate it because it's hard to ever come with agreement because whatever they say, they zig, this other side's going to zag every damn time. If this side zag, this side zig. Doesn't matter. You have to, just how it is. So right now for this particular law, obviously, the Democrats are on one side, Republicans are on the other side. Take what side you want, but at the end of the day, I still don't think you move the All-Star game over something that's debated politically. It's as simple as that. But the president come out and called him racist. Activists urged Commissioner Manfred to punish Georgia, and he did it. Almost instantly, he moves the All-Star game. Organizations like MLB have sometimes participated in public debates over policy. Moving directly to an economic sanction suggests Mr. Manfred believed the Georgia law required drastic intervention. But consider what he did not do. He did not limit the number of home games the Braves would play. There was never a movement to do that. He didn't get pushed to do that, and he didn't do it. Besides, he would need the approval of the union, and that's not happening. No chance. The Midsummer All-Star Game is an exhibition that benefits only the city where it's played. That's who got screwed. And now Denver's the new host. The players will get paid no matter where the game takes place. So the players union might be like, whatever, do what you do. We're playing our game, we're getting paid. I'm sure the Braves players are pretty pissed off because they were probably looking forward to hosting the All-Star Game, but the Braves are just one of 30 teams. MLB will get the same television revenue. That's not hurting. The only people really hurt, now they might get a little less revenue if people boycott and all that, but maybe they don't think it's big enough difference and they still made this move. The only people really hurt by Mr. Manfred's decision will be Atlanta stadium workers and local vendors, and I would say the local fans who are planning to attend that game as well, or attend the home run derby. But let's move on here. The talk shows and editorial pages are full of questions. What is the basis for acting so forcefully against Georgia? And if Georgia is racist, Georgia's racist, right? Jim Crow, old school. These people are just sick racist, and they are putting out racist laws. How can baseball talk of doing business with China? No one ever answers me that question. You know, what's going on there? All these big businesses, it's all just for show. When it hurts their bottom line, no. They will sell out for China every time, regardless of racism and terrible treatment of human beings that happens over there. All that, it's all fine. It's all fine because there's a lot of money to be made in China. Now he's in an awkward position of having to defend Colorado's voting laws, which are very similar. What's going on? I mean, the whole thing is a joke. During my time as commissioner, this is Vincent, I learned that the American people view baseball as a public trust. They want the game to stand for the best and noblest of our national virtues. They see baseball as a repository of their dreams, even as they root for their favorite teams. They don't want and won't accept anything that separates them from the game's history and leadership. MLB can't become a weapon in culture wars, a hostage for one political party or ideology. That's exactly what's happening. Exactly. I would complain just the same if this law was something that the Democrats loved and embraced and said this is the best thing since sliced bread, and then the Republicans absolutely hated it and MLB moved the All-Star Game. I would still say the same thing. Why are you moving it over something that's debated politically? But that would never happen. MLB would never move the All-Star Game if it was something that the Democrats liked. It just wouldn't, because they're political. Baseball must always stand above politics. Yes, and its dark elements of corruption, greed, and sordid selfishness. Thank you. What a great sentence. What a great article by Fay Vincent. It can't go wrong by standing for national greatness. If you got to put out a statement, put out a statement. Put out a statement, say Atlanta Braves earned this All-Star Game. The people of Atlanta, the fans who have been paying their hard-earned money for so many years, they deserve this. They're getting this. If you don't like the law, then there are other avenues to take. But we are not stripping Atlanta of the All-Star Game and this beautiful moment for the fans of baseball and the fans of the Braves and the Atlanta Braves themselves, who get to be proud that they're hosting the All-Star Game. We're not going to make them put a nasty gray plain patch over their All-Star Game patch. It's not happening under my watch. I would have been like, damn, Rob, shit, you're the man. I'm sorry for all the shit I talked about you. Shit. Make all the rule changes you want. Fuck it. Okay, I wouldn't say that, but you get my drift. The situation calls to mind the 2006 Duke lacrosse case where many erred, like Mr. Manfred has here, by leaping to a conclusion based on assumptions rather than carefully considered facts. You would have to believe that he read that. He's a damn lawyer. I just think he just caved. I think he knew that the law wasn't so bad that it was worth moving the All-Star Game. I think he knew that it was something that was politically divided, but he just gave into the pressure. I mean, I don't know. But, he's here. Vincent says, I've done the same thing to my regret. Much rides on Mr. Manfred's shoulders, so he must be prudent. Perhaps he sees now how complicated these issues become. Oh, my goodness. I mean, yeah, Rob Manfred. I just don't know. I don't think this is a good job for him. I think you really have to have a spine. You have to, you're going to get criticized. He's getting criticized, getting killed for what he did. He's getting crushed. Okay? Now you might say, well, but Eric, maybe he really believed that it should be moved. Maybe that's what he really, stop it. If he really believed that, like said in the article, why is he dealing with China? Why isn't he doing more? Why every time MLB does anything, it's because there was pressure to do it, and they give into the pressure. Okay, if they really care what's right or wrong, why did the steroid era happen? Why do other eras happen where nothing happens until it gets found out? Where there be whatever scandal, pick one. Nothing has happened. Nothing happens until a reporter breaks the news or it's somehow someone is caught. That's when MLB acts. We need to act now. They will never do crap until there's pressure. There was no chance they were going to touch that All-Star game if there wasn't pressure. If no one brought up All-Star game, no chance MLB moves that All-Star game. No chance. Zero chance. They wouldn't touch it. He touched it because of the pressure, because of the noise. But there's no noise for China. Maybe a little bit, but not enough. But it is what it is. So I love it. I love the fact that Fay Vincent is getting on Manfred. And like I said, Vincent, I'm not saying he was a perfect commissioner, but for the short time he was commissioner in the early 90s, I was loving every second of baseball, and I wasn't having any of these kind of problems. So, yeah, I was a kid also, so maybe that's part of it. But anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. Put your comments in the comments section. For those who disagree, maybe we can have a conversation. Maybe not. We'll find out depending on how you come at it. So you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye bye baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye bye baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.